he has like this way of masking his true self. We see this a lot in diagnoses such as ASD or ADHD. Are we gonna watch the trailer together? What's going on, everybody? My name is Umar. What's going on, everybody? My name is Umar Farouk. Welcome back to Traumadelic Therapy. I'm a therapist specializing in trauma-informed care. Basically, that's just a fancy way of saying I'm passionate about trauma. I'm going to be reacting to the new Superman trailer. Does it have anything to do with therapy? Probably not. Do I care? Probably not. I'm a huge Superman fan. I can't act like Superman didn't play a major role in my early childhood, and I feel like we can probably add a therapeutic twist to this video. Without further ado, let's get into it. This does kind of give me, oh, that's such a crazy shot. The opening scene does kind of give me a little bit of like the Zack Snyder Flight trailer for when they first announced Man of Steel. I don't care what y'all say. I'm still a big enough Superman fan that I like that movie. It's really interesting to see Superman like being bloody and kind of kicked down. Superman being super vulnerable. Haha, get it? You just don't see it that often. So from a trauma-informed standpoint, I'd probably say this is like Superman maybe in his dorsal vagal response. I know the dorsal vagal theory has some of its problems. However, I think it's a great tool. For those of you who don't know, the polyvagal theory is basically, it helps to kind of explain the different states that we're in, especially when we talk about trauma responses or stress responses. The dorsal vagal response is kind of like when the threat is so great and it persists for so long, our body kind of starts to shut down. The threat is so high that you're just kind of feel like you're blacking out or just becoming super numb to the circumstances. You don't have enough capacity or ability to fight your way out of it or run out of it. Basically, this is kind of how PTSD can progress. If people who are put in the spot come out of this and they don't get a chance to express their fight or flight response, or they don't have the chance to kind of let the stress response run its course out of your system. If people who are in this place right now don't have a safe place to kick, cry, scream, yell, fight in the way that their body needs to, this could potentially progress into PTSD. Luckily, we're talking about Superman here. I'm pretty sure he'll bounce back and he'll probably be fine. I absolutely love the contrast. I love this actor's portrayal of both Superman and Clark Kent. They both look so different. I think his name is David Cornsweet. I'm probably mispronouncing it. I'm really sorry. But this is freaking fire. They don't look like the same person at all. Like, Superman looks completely different from how Clark Kent looks, and it's the same person. The hair, the posture, the kind of like the clumsiness in the way he's running around. I think this is one of the reasons why so many people might connect to Superman. He has like this way of masking his true self. I think a lot of people in the real world have to mask who they really are. We see this a lot in diagnoses such as ASD or ADHD, where in a neurotypical society, you have to kind of, in a way to survive, we kind of get into this state where we're like kind of masking and mimicking neurotypical people. We also see this with people who are high functioning with depression and or anxiety. Even with PTSD, there's loads of internal processes going on that society may deem unacceptable or something that they would shun or shame. And so we kind of put on a face. It's freaking exhausting. For most people, masking all day long, every day, can be pretty debilitating when you get back home. People just collapse and they're burnt out for the day. Another reason why Superman might resonate for a lot of people is because a lot of folks are taught to hide their battles, hide their internal conflict, and hide the ways that they are conflicted in the world. While Clark Kent could be this introverted, quiet, reserved person, there's clearly like a whole nother life in which he's battling maybe his inner demons or trying his hardest to hold things together. And I think that's a narrative that a lot of folks can resonate with. I know I certainly could. That's such a cool shot of his like eyes meeting the camera line, like, or the camera meeting the eye line, whatever you want to call it. Like, that's so good. The title takes me back to my childhood for sure. Like the font and think that's another like really awesome thing about Superman, or at least in this movie. I think a lot of the times, for some reason, we're conditioned to look down upon those who ask for help, or look down upon ourselves if we ask for help, or we just kind of avoid doing that. There's obviously a lot of layers and years of social conditioning that gets us there. It's a very complicated problem that we probably have to unpack another day. But this is a great way of modeling when you're fucking down. It's okay to have someone that you trust help you. Of course, yes.
Home.
I love it.
Take me home.
I just, oh my God, like, this is so cool. I never thought I'd ever see Clifto in a freaking live action movie with Superman. Like, I'm blown away. All right. A quick thing about animals. We already seen in plenty of studies that pets play a major role in increasing the quality of mental health and wellness. We could talk about the oxytocin that kind of gets released when you're kind of snuggling with a loved one or a pet. I think one reason why pets can be so healing, especially for those with trauma, is because usually when you look at PTSD or trauma or complex trauma, the more severe forms of it are usually done through relationships, where a person in your life might have hurt, betrayed, or abandoned you in such a way that it overwhelms your nervous system. And so in order to help to heal that, one can probably suggest that your body needs to be exposed to the contradiction of the pain point. So if I'm in a relationship where my partner is somehow, some way exploiting me, taking advantage of me, harming me, and that becomes traumatizing or PTSD inducing, in order to help support that, I would first need to be in a safe place, and second, be exposed to another person, whether they're a friend or a partner or whomever, who will not do that to me, who will show my nervous system that, oh, I'm not going to get hurt in the same type of context. This is a very reductive and very simplistic example. Obviously, in real life, it doesn't work as simple as that, but that's just kind of the idea. For those who deeply are hurt by other people, by society, who don't trust people, pets are a great place to start. I think the exposure to an animal or some sort of living thing that won't judge you, that won't shame you for however you come in, so long as that animal itself isn't traumatized. Meaning, so when you come home and you walk through the doors, and your kitten or your puppy are ready to greet you, and they're like really excited. They don't really care if you're happy. They don't really care if you're upset. They don't really care if you're crying or just stressed. They look at you the same. Their perspective of you doesn't change based off of your mood unless your mood set does something to traumatize them. An animal that feels safe and secure around you will love you the same no matter how you present yourself. And that's something that's super healing for the nervous system. We throw so much shame around quote unquote negative emotions, or we throw so much shame around depression and anxiety, when really what we should be doing is exposing ourselves to an environment that allows us to be exactly as we are. We find that there's so much healing that comes out of that. Anyways, we could go on about this. What I'm trying to say is that maybe we could take a page out of our pet's book, and maybe we can learn to be a little bit more allowing of other people to just exist with their emotions. Obviously, when we start getting into behaviors that violate and intrude onto other people's boundaries, that's when we start stepping in. But I'm not talking about behaviors. I'm talking about emotions and the internal experience of individuals. I think Lex Luther probably could be diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder. I'm sure the internet probably has beaten this diagnosis to death already. You know, being a founder of maybe a multi-million-dollar corporation or something. Usually we see people with ASPD in that state, in that place. Usually you have to have very low levels of empathy to run a very large-scale business. He comes across as a freaking maniac. Like, he's clearly done some crazy shit. I think you can easily, if you want to, call him a sociopath or maybe a psychopath. I don't know, depending on how you interpret those words.
Superman.
I don't really have anything therapeutic to add about that. That just kind of sucks. I don't really know what's going on here, but I'm sure the emotional experience of people turning on you is probably very stress-inducing, anxiety-inducing, anger-inducing, or whatever. That bolt was hard. Wow. I'm telling you, Lex Luther, he looks kind of crazy. He kind of looks crazy. I don't know. He looks like he's probably going to be another sociopath in this movie. Oh, I love that. I love the dog rescue. That's so cool. Oh, man, that's crazy sick. Wow. Wow. Okay, dude, I am so excited. Holy shit. Yeah, dude, I'm super psyched. I know that I'm kind of stretching the therapeutic value of reacting to a trailer. Hey, it's my channel. I get to do what I want. Anyways, I hope you all appreciated my reaction to the Superman trailer from a therapist perspective. If you're into more content like this, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. I know I haven't uploaded in a while. That doesn't mean I don't look at your comments. I do. Life just got super busy. Anyways, let me know what I got wrong. Let me know what interpretation y'all don't agree with, or if you're a therapist or if you're into the field of mental health and psychology, feel free to share your thoughts of what your interpretation of what you think this movie is going to be about. Anyways, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to wash your hands, and happy holidays.
Sometimes I feel if I got an update that isn't positive, nobody listens, rather me bottle it, I go right again. Even if I try to be optimistic, nobody give a damn. Got me contemplating what's the difference. I look for Addie just so I could feel my focus shift onto something.